And I think Alabama has answered the quarterback question with, okay, here's our guy. This is the guy that we're going to trot into Texas. We saw Tyler Buckner late in the game, but Milroe is someone who you're going to have to keep an eye on because he was a relative unknown outside of the Southeastern Conference, especially in Alabama. But he's a player a la Joe Milton at Tennessee that if they start harnessing that athletic ability and start comprehending the offense and what they're trying to do, you got to watch out. We're going to know a lot more about Milroe after Saturday when they take on Texas. And so some 3 quarterback questions that I wanted to hit on going into the season, mixed results. Milroe nailed it. McCord, little bit of a question mark. So we'll see the rest of the guys, how they can get in there. And Carson Beck, I think when you look at them, they're going to be fine over the course of the season. All right. We're going to wrap up Sunday Bloody Sunday with a couple of cheers because we like cheers and some great performances from Saturday. By the way that this toothpick has just been sitting in here, well, it's going to be special. Cheers number 1, Texas State. Here's why I'm cheering Texas State. G.J. Kinney, their head coach, took over for Jake Spavital, who was let go. He brings in a transfer quarterback who started T.J. Finley, Auburn, LSU, SEC, comes to Texas State. They were 27.5-point underdogs to Baylor. Texas State, for the first time since 2012, beat an FBS opponent. Think about that. They joined FBS in 2012. Sorry, Power 5. They joined FBS in 2012, but they hadn't beaten a Power 5 opponent since they joined FBS. Cheers to Texas State. You got in there. You took on Dave Aranda and Baylor, and you got your first win against a Power 5 opponent since 2012. That's like 17 cheers is good for you. Another cheers. This one happened late. We had it on College Football Final, but if you weren't paying attention, there was a weather delay in Laramie, so it started a little bit late. But Texas Tech, under Joey McGuire, was a trendy team to win the Big 12. They went up to Laramie as 14-point favorites. They got beat by Wyoming in double overtime. It was one of the more entertaining games on an otherwise not too entertaining Saturday that Craig, but all he does is make you believe. I talked about belief with Dion. Wyoming's one of those schools. If you're a Power 5, I would never, ever schedule to go up to Laramie and play Wyoming. Because now Texas Tech figured it out. Look, everything's still in front of them. They could still win the Big 12. But cheers to Wyoming. They were down 17-0 at one point. They found their way back into the game, and they won in double overtime. So those are some of the standout performances from Saturday with some teams that perhaps you didn't think would get it done. A couple of Matt's notes real quick that I want to touch on. Michigan, J.J. McCarthy, Roman Wilson, Blake Corum looked good. Thoughts and prayers with Jim Harbaugh and his family as they go through this difficult time. The snark if you didn't pick up on it. Caleb Williams, 5 touchdowns. They beat Nevada 66-14. Pac-12, I mentioned a second ago, is loaded. I do want to get into this real quick. Drew Aller, he's the 5-star stud for Penn State. Anyone who knows Penn State football and follows Penn State football, the James Franklin era has been a mixture of up and downs. It's always been, do they have that quarterback to get us to the next level? We know they've got the running backs. Their running backs are loaded. We know they've got those guys coming back. Singleton's awesome. Lambert Smith, the receiver, awesome. The defense, many people think that it's the best defense they've had in the James Franklin era, but the quarterback. Well, Drew Aller showed out against West Virginia, 325 yards and 3 touchdowns. They beat him 38-15. West Virginia is just sneaky enough of an opening game where you've got to be on your A game, and they did so. So Penn State, a lot of hype coming into the season. That Big Ten East is loaded with Michigan and Ohio State. Penn State needs to be in that conversation. They look to be that good this year. That game, though, if you're into this kind of thing and you're into the point spreads, Penn State, this was one of them, I'm sure SVP will do it. This was one of the kicking the footballs, backdoor cover bands you'll ever see. I had West Virginia plus the points, and that was in. It was in. It was a 16-point game towards the end of the game. And instead of taking a damn knee, James Franklin, with time, the clock's winding. We're under 15 seconds. We're under 10 seconds. Rather than take a damn knee and let the plus points for West Virginia hit, he scores with 6 seconds left that meant nothing, anything other than covering the spread. And so, not cheers for James Franklin. Cheers for getting the win and Drew Aller. But come on, let the plus people get a win. We were sitting there watching in studio, and there was just a loud groan because of that touchdown. I'm sure the Las Vegas sportsbooks were doing the same thing. But overall, I'm very impressed with Penn State. And overall, on a Saturday, I'd give it, on the spice level, if like a 10's the spiciest, meaning like a really, really great Saturday, and 1's kind of a dormant, there's no spice at all. Based on Colorado and the Texas State and the Wyoming, let's give it about a 6 on the spice level. I think 6 is good. No, that's too generous. 5. We're going to give it a 5. LSU and Florida State can change that on Sunday night. Clemson and Duke can get that spice level up, but we're going to give it a 5 for now. The season opening edition of Sunday Bloody Sunday. Cannot wait to go on this journey again with you. And please hit us up. Let us know what your Sunday concoction is that gets you through either Saturday college football elation, Saturday college football depression, or in my case, after a 16-hour Saturday, Sunday stupids. Whatever your ailment is on Sunday, come share it with us here on Sunday Bloody Sunday on the Matt Barrie Show on the ESPN College Football YouTube channel. Cheers.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.